Hello and welcome to my first full Warframe video on this channel on English, beside my German channel, but this doesn't matter right now. Today I will present you Saryn Prime build, which will super buff your weapons, for example your melee or primary weapon. First of all, we start with the abilities. The first ability of Saryn Prime is Spores. This ability inflicts corrosive damage to a first enemy, and after that, when you damage another enemy, the other enemies will get inflicted too with corrosive, and this will go on and on until many enemies are inflicted. You can see it on your bottom right side of your window. There's a symbol for that, and over the time the damage increases. This is also indicated in the symbol, and will proc more frequently. So with time, the damage of this proc will get higher and more enemies will proc. Super overpowered, I will show you later. The second ability, Mold, creates a snake-like shell that acts as a decoy. This decoy distracts enemies, and then this time you can run away, get a speed bonus through the Mold ability, and is also super powerful, for example for speedruns, or when you're low on health, you can escape really fast. The third ability, Void Lash. This ability buffs your melee with corrosive damage. That's it. But this is the whole reason of the build. It super buffs your weapon enormously. I will also show you this later. The fourth ability is Miasma, and this ability attacks AoE, so area of effect in your range. All enemies with the status type viral, and will proc similar to Spores, but without inflicting new enemies. So now we come to the playstyle, and I will show you why this build is super powerful for buffing your weapons. Essentially for this build is, you must play hybrid between aggressive and the defensive style. First you inflict enemies with your first abilities. Then at the same time you can cast your Void Lash on your weapons, on your melee, and can melee attack the enemies. This will make really much damage because you have the your base damage of the weapon, and as a bonus the corrosive damage. And later in the build I will show you why it's make even more damage because of a mod. Then you can engage in melee with Spores together, so with the first and third ability. Then when you get low on health, you can retreat with the Emote ability. How said earlier, you can cast it and then run away with your speed bonus, and the decoy will distract the enemies. And when you then in a retreat position, you can cast your fourth ability to crowd control with Miasma with the AoE damage, and can like shoot from the barricade from beside and kill the enemies with the with your normal weapon, which is also buffed through Saryn, and with the first ability Spores, which will be always active when you inflict more enemies and when they don't die too fast. And from there you can play this playstyle how I described it already. This playstyle is very active and difficult compared to other frames, for example Octavian. You definitely need to practice it. Especially in steep path or higher missions, you have to play this way, otherwise you will die. So now we come to the build. First of all, we start with the Archon crystals. I will blend it in right now, the colors of the Archons, crystals. You will want to use the Tau Forge, so the better versions of the Archon crystals. 1 for ability cast, 3 for toxic status effects, for corrosive stack. So to boost this 5 or rather 3 different statuses of your frame. The build is very strong connected to the abilities of Saryn and how you want to play it. I wanted to build this build myself, but I found that the best build is already online and was built by Ninja SE, so credits go to him. Of course you have this mandatory mods like Stretch, Overextended, Transient Fortitude, Archon Continuity, Will Intensify, and Mode Augmented to just power up your ability effects, duration, efficiency, range, and strength. Of course this is different to build to build from frame to frame, because every frame needs other key ability strengths. So yeah, I think it's self-explaining. Now we're getting to the shield mods. Catalyzing shields is for immunity. You can see it here on the bottom. Fuck this. Okay. And to counter this, we have on the one hand brief respite and arcane aegis. This will give your shield recharge. To counter this 0.2 max shield capacity, 74 shield is very low. So to counter this, we have arcane aegis and brief respite. For energy, we have equilibrium, which will give you energy when you pick up health, and gives you health when you pick up energy. So it's a useful mod for energy. And now we are getting to the main mods of this build. We have random dose, which will boost your first ability spores. This is very powerful, and Archon Continuity is like made for this build because, or for Saryn, because this third ability I showed you earlier gives you toxin damage on your melee, and this mod Archon Continuity applies an extra corrosive status effect for every enemy that is inflicted with toxin status. So it will double the status damage. Now, how to obtain the mods? I will show you right now an overview of all mods that was on the builds and arcanes in the builds, and how to get these mods and arcanes. So this overview will show you how to get the mods and the arcanes. For arcanes, I can only say, do yourself a favor and play this Operation Blood of Purita event right now. You will play for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and you will get all arcanes. I did it myself last event for the last mission that was dropped as an event, and you can see I got like every arcane here in the game, or every mandatory arcane you will need for every build. Avenger, Awaking, Energize. I have 4 times Energize, I don't know why, but Eruption, Guardian, Grace. I can only recommend to play this event for the arcanes. So thanks for watching. Hope you like the build. It's I would say very hard and not easy to learn build, but when you understand playstyle, it's a really strong build. So have fun with it, and goodbye.